Thousands of persons are witnessing the rookies in action. Acting Chief Dugan, assistant at the Fire College, is explaining the various evolutions that are being performed. The boys are now building what firemen call a chain of scaling ladders. The skill and agility with which these young men handle and climb these slender ladders is a convincing proof of the value of proper instruction and training. Each scaling ladder weighs 38 pounds, and each rung of the ladder is capable of sustaining a weight of 650 pounds. The chain is now completed, and at 85 feet above the ground, all the men spread out their arms in bird-like fashion. This view shows how the chain of scaling ladders is dismantled. The ladders must be taken down with the same expertness and precision as required for building the chain. Well, this evolution is the nearest approach to the man on the flying trapeze. However, it is something every fireman must be able to do. In the training of a fireman, confidence has to be instilled, and this is one of the methods used at the New York Fire Department Training School to attain that objective. The young men who are performing this and all other evolutions entered the New York Fire Department only 30 days before this exhibition was given. Jumping into a life net is an important part of a rookie fireman's training. Here we see several of them jumping from heights ranging from 15 to 43 feet. Notice the way the jumper assumes the proper stance before jumping and his form of flight into the net. Also notice the manner in which the net was held to receive the jumper, all of which must be executed in perfect precision. Knowing how to slide down a rope is another important part of a rookie fireman's training. This view shows the youngsters sliding singly and in pairs. Rope sliding enables a fireman to protect himself in the event of being trapped in the upper floors of a building, also in effecting the rescue of imperiled persons. And here we see one of the two ambulances which are maintained by the New York Fire Department for the exclusive use of its firemen. One or both of these ambulances respond to all large fires and may be called to any emergency. Each ambulance carries a complete set of medical, surgical, and field hospital equipment, part of which is shown here spread out on numerous folding tables and cots. The fire department is indeed fortunate in having the gentleman seen here in this picture. Honorary Medical Officer Harry Archer has been responding to fires for more than 40 years and has administered medical and surgical aid to thousands of stricken firemen. He serves without compensation. His intimate knowledge of fire department practice and his long experience in caring for injured firemen has made him an outstanding authority on the treatment of firemen at fires. He's beloved by all who know him. Now for the olden days. Here are some of the ancient pieces of apparatus from the Museum of the New York Fire Department Fire College. Here we see a hand-pumping engine, a vintage of the Civil War period. This hose carriage, commonly called a hose jumper, was used in New York up to about the year 1875. We've made some advances in the developing of fire apparatus since that time. Not all of the ancient apparatus was built for hard service. Here we see art in carriage building. This artistic piece of apparatus won many prizes in its day. And this piece was in service at Midland Beach, Staten Island until the year 1907 and was presented to the Fire College by the Staten Island Chamber of Commerce. And here is an early model of the Watrous Kerosene single-cylinder pumping engine. This steam pumping engine was originally drawn by 3 horses, one of the first motor-driven pieces of apparatus in the New York Fire Department. Now we see the latest and most modern piece of firefighting machinery. Built at the New York Fire Department repair shops, it is capable of delivering 1,000 gallons of water per minute at 160 pounds pump pressure. It is also capable of developing a maximum pressure of 600 pounds pump pressure. It is equipped with a specially designed turret pipe, which is directly connected to the pump. The turret pipe is that gun-like contrivance which is about to be examined and maneuvered by men standing on top of the apparatus. Powerful searchlights are needed to penetrate dense clouds of smoke at a fire or when operating at a large fire in the nighttime. In this picture is shown a close-up view of a battery of searchlight reflectors, which is part of the equipment carried on each searchlight engine. This battery consists of one large stationary searchlight reflector having a 1,900,000 candle power lamp and 8 portable searchlight reflectors.
New Yorkers crowd Battery Park for an unexpected noonday thrill. 29 new fire trucks, including 10 of the highest aerial ladders in the world, demonstrate how the city's 7,000 smoke eaters are equipped to battle skyscrapers ablaze. Working 10 stories in the air is a stunt even few circus performers care to try. With the skyline for a backdrop, the fire laddies now proceed to stage a spectacle rivaling Niagara itself. Pumping 30,000 gallons of water a minute, streams shoot 150 feet into the air. Everything seems to be going higher these days.
Flame, terror. In New York City alone, over 27,000 alarms are sent in 1 year. Over 80 alarms each day, or around 4 every hour. This happens every day somewhere. Human beings must be rescued. Property must be saved. Fire must be conquered. This is what happens when you pull that handle. An electric telegraph inside the box signals the location of the alarm to the central fire telegraph station. And in the station, the alarm comes through 4 times. A dispatcher checks the number of the alarm. Another dispatcher repeats the number as it comes over. This heroic gadget sends out the alarm to all the firehouses in the section. The levers click. The alarm comes in. Speed, and still more speed. The fire department goes to work. 85 feet of ladder go up in 1 minute. Think of the courage involved in this job. Not for the faint-hearted. 1,000 gallons of water a minute goes through this 2.5-inch hose. Heroic rescue work, quickly forgotten. But nobody forgets that fire alarm box down the street.
flammable materials imported from faraway lands, one of the worst fires to visit the New York waterfront in years transforms a Brooklyn steamship pier into a raging furnace. 250 firemen manning 35 pieces of apparatus are fighting the blaze. Fireboats battle at close range to prevent the spreading of the flames to adjoining docks. The marine smoke eaters are forced to bear the brunt of the fight, the land crews being unable to get close enough for effective work. Brought under control after 5 hours, the damage will total 3...
A giant spectacle of smoke. A great warehouse crammed with tar paper and rubber going up in spurts, billows, surges of smoke. An inferno of roaring, devouring fire. Tar paper and rubber burn with volcanic fury. A 7-alarm fire. Fire trucks from all over New York. Giant hoses from all sides, drenching streams converging. Tons of water poured into the warehouse fire, yet it burned for days. No fatalities, though scores were overcome by smoke. Firemen half suffocated. The smoke drove people out of nearby houses and hotels and tied up street traffic. The smoke was sucked by ventilators into subway. Passengers overcome. Service disrupted. The triumph smoke. Gasoline and crude petroleum in one vast tornado of flame. You can mark that down as one of the greatest fires in all history. On the shore near Linden, New Jersey, an area of oil refinery exploded. Nobody knows why. And torrents of flames swept upon nearby tanks. Soon there were a dozen ablaze, then 15 more, with the spread of raging fire. Spurts of burning oil leaped hundreds of feet into the air. Vast billows of smoke sweeping for miles. The streams of firefighting water are lost in that inferno. The water seems merely to madden the flames. Burning oil is always hard to extinguish. Impossible there. So the fire still spreads. Hundreds of tanks more for the flames to reach with explosive fury. The destruction soars high in the millions. Look at that whirlwind of flame, a swirling pillar of fire. And down into the blasting heat, the movie-tone flying cameraman sweeps perilously low for these pictures of the monster oil fire. This grain elevator fire ranks as one of the great catastrophes of flame. Towering wooden structures crammed with wheat, oats, and corn, burning with roaring fury, and with the collapsing of tall structures. Damage, $1 million. 8 lives lost. The cataclysm of fiery destruction that occurred in Chicago when a great grain elevator blew up in a blaze and set fire to 4 others. Structures 150 feet high, filled with millions of bushels of grain. Grain that pours and burns. The scorching blasts of heat are so intense the firemen can't get near enough to fight the towering blaze effectively. The heat is radiated for a far distance around. Blocks away, window panes are burning hot. Seldom has the element of fire accomplished such swift and overwhelming destruction. Downfall into flame.